So Uber and Lyft drivers have a lot of freedom as independent contractors, but they're also responsible for their own expenses. And typically, gas is going to be one of your biggest expenses as a driver. So Harry here for the Rideshare Guy, and today I'm going to talk about what should rideshare drivers do about high gas prices, right? Maybe you live in a city or maybe you live in a state where gas is going up, or you're just sort of kind of constantly aware that you're paying so much for gas. What should you do, right? What should you do about it? Now, I've been driving for Uber and Lyft for a few years now, so I've seen a lot of shifts in gas prices, some up, some down, but I've never seen gas prices go up and then Uber or Lyft raise rates to account for it. So if that's what you're hoping for, if you're hoping that, hey, if gas goes up or gas is so expensive right now, is Uber going to go and raise rates because of high gas prices? The answer is most likely no. I don't think it's going to happen. We haven't seen that in the past, and I wouldn't expect it going forward. So this is really a situation that you're going to have to deal with on your own. And fortunately, there are a few solutions. So the first thing that you want to consider is what type of vehicle are you driving? Now, there's a reason why we surveyed over 1,000 drivers, and the most popular car was a 2012 Toyota Prius. So obviously Priuses, or how do we say Prius plural, Prii, get really good gas mileage, right? 50, 40, 50, 60 miles per gallon. I don't even know what the gas mileage they get because I don't drive one, but I know that it's really good, right? And obviously that makes a big difference. If you're putting 1,000 miles a week on your car, getting 50 miles per gallon, then obviously you can go out and get 20 gallons of gas per week. That's really maybe one and a half fill-ups, and that'll be your total expenses for the week in gas, and you're going to save a ton of money there. Obviously, you also want to consider though the increased cost of buying a hybrid versus a regular four-door car. I mean, a lot of the newer four-door sedans, or if you're leasing or renting a car from one of the exchange programs or Lyft's rental program, you're probably going to have a newer car, and if you don't have a hybrid, a lot of these newer four-door sedans get surprisingly good gas mileage, and it might significantly outweigh what you would get with a 2012 or 2011, maybe older model Prius, for example. So I think you definitely want to consider that trade-off, right? Are you getting good value? I would probably say that, if gas prices go shoot way up, maybe that's when hybrid becomes valuable. Right now, it seems like gas prices are pretty low, so then at this point, it maybe makes more sense to go and weigh the choices and shift or tend to go more towards that four-door economical car. Now, if you want to learn more about these vehicles, we have an Uber vehicle marketplace on our site. You can go and see some of the various rental and leasing options and actually get some more information on the various vehicles that are best for Uber. So that's the vehicle component, but the actual purchasing of gas is the second thing you can control. Now, Uber does have a fuel card that they offer drivers. It could be worth it to get it and sort of see, it's a little bit limited areas and limited stations where it works, but it could end up potentially saving you money. We haven't gotten, one of our contributors, Curtis, actually went out, tested it, reviewed it, and he didn't find that it was saving him a ton of money, but sort of situational. It really depends on when and where you're driving, really, and if what gas stations are already the cheapest, because sometimes it'll only save you money at the more expensive gas stations. So I don't know that the Uber fuel card is the best solution, but personally, every time I know where obviously the local cheap gas stations are, but let's say you're out and about and you need to fill up. Obviously, Gas Buddy is one of the best apps for this. It'll tell you all the prices nearby, and you can kind of weigh the cash versus credit price. Memberships like Costco. Obviously, Costco always has really cheap gas, but it's pretty busy. One little pro tip for Costco is if you go early mornings on the weekdays, there's almost nobody there. And as an Uber and Lyft driver, hopefully you have that flexible schedule and you can get out there at a time when it's a lot less busy. And then, a lot of the major grocery stores also have rewards programs like a Safeway or Ralph's, Kroger. If you're a frequent shopper at those grocery stores, usually if you spend $100, you might save 10 cents per gallon on your next gallon. You get stack a couple of those together, and you can save a pretty significant amount of money. I've even seen couples who will go, because usually there's a $100 limit. I've even seen couples, the husband will fill up his car on the 30, 40-cent gallon discount, and then the wife will do it too. So you can definitely get creative. And then, of course, there's lots of credit cards that will actually get you rewards or potentially get you, 1, 2, 3% cash back on gas purchases. So we have a good list of personal and business credit cards on the Rideshare Guide blog. You can go and check that out if you want to learn more. And then, of course, because there are cards like the Costco 4%. I believe they get you 4% back on gas purchases from all your fill-ups. And then you can use your Costco membership too to go and buy snacks and write things off, lunches, whatever, tires. You sort of get the picture there, and you kind of leverage that membership. And it could even be 100% fully business deductible expense if you sort of use it primarily for business. So definitely, keep all that stuff in mind. The last thing that I want to briefly touch on, if gas prices do go up, the other thing is just to drive smart, right? Short distance, shorter to medium distances, use your destination filters. Some of these features, maybe even refusing, you get a notification, you see that it's a long trip. If you are going to a place where, let's say, let's say you have a long ride, 1 to 2 hours away, and normally, those rides can be very profitable. But if you know that you're going to have to drive back 2 hours empty, there's a very low chance of you being able to get a ride back, even if you turn on the destination filter. Maybe someone wants to go way out into the middle of nowhere, and you almost know that there's going to be no rides. If gas prices are super high and you're not in the most fuel-efficient vehicle, that might be a ride that you want to turn down, because you can make more by doing short to medium trips and sort of continually getting paid while someone's in your car. So, it's definitely important, right? We all like to focus on the income, but sometimes thinking about those expenses, right? And especially the cost of gas and the cost of that wear and tear also on your vehicle is super important. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to send us an email, leave a comment below. We release new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And with that being said, stay safe, and look forward to hearing from you.